Well, good morning, or should I say good afternoon now, actually, losing track of time. So, welcome for thoughts for today. Before I crack on, today's topic, by the way, is going to be about getting your CV reviewed. Before I crack on, a couple of points of admin. Thank you so much for everybody's liking my videos. I'm glad I'm making an impact. A small one as it is, I would like to make it larger. So, to that end, liking my videos is cool. Thank you very much. It's a bit of a vanity metric. It's nice to see, and it sort of tells me if I'm doing well or not, but it's like my double chins here. I'm not really into vanity. It doesn't help others that actually need it. So if you've liked it and you do need help and you find it helpful, then great stuff. However, if you feel you're in a good place, please share it. All right, the more shares we get, the more people we reach, okay, to people that actually need this information. The reason I'm doing this is because I've recently met people who are actually getting physically sick because they're just having such frustrations with the job market. So please share. Okay, right then, boring stuff over. Today, get your CV reviewed. So, I've done this quite a few times, quite a lot actually. Getting your CV reviewed by your peer network, friends, family, colleagues, people that you trust, is always very useful. And there's a number of ways that you can do this, right? You can do it through your friends and family network, or you can pay someone to do it. All right, paying someone pays dividends, trust me, and I'll go into that more and more detail. So let's start off with the good meaty stuff. You've got no budget, you want to try and do it for free. So as you look at this video, you're looking at a resource that's free now. I'm giving you some information for free. There are plenty of people on LinkedIn. It doesn't matter if you're forces, ex-forces, or if you're just your standard superstar civvy. People are willing to help, okay? There's always one person that will offer advice. Reach out to the community. Don't be afraid to put your CV on there. Do not be afraid to take feedback, because all feedback is good, no matter how harsh. All right. Use that free network. Instagram, Facebook, whatever you need to use, do it. It doesn't matter if someone just gives you one piece of feedback to one statement or one sentence or one paragraph. That is an improvement, and every little step is a good step, is it not? Right, so use that. Another free resource is you get a lot of companies out there that will offer reviews, CV reviews and improvements. To normally bring you in, they will offer a free critique, right? And they've always given you some pointers. In the early days, I used a few of these people to great effect, all right? I applied it to my CVs every time I learned something more from one of these people, and it was very useful, until I took the deep dive into the next bit, which is paying for a review. Now, I'm just going to turn around because I realise I'm walking with the sun in my back here. It might be a bit of a pain. So paying for your reviews. There are loads of companies out there advertising on LinkedIn. You can find one easily in a Google search or a Bing search, or another one without a branded name, because I'm like the BBC, to find CV reviews. They will do an introduction, they will do a fee, and they'll come back. What they normally do is come back with an initial assessment, and then you can go on and decide if you're going to pay something. Some of them offer more service than just a CV review. They will create an awesome kick-ass LinkedIn profile for you. There's things like this, okay, which all come in the packages. So just take your time. If you are budget bound, right, then start off with the free stuff. But I'll tell you now, of all the times that I've done all this peer review and CV reviews and workshops and all the rest that goes with it, the biggest impact I've had is with a professional writing my CV, okay? Reviewing and writing, because I already gave them what I thought was a CV. The CV was proven in testing. It got me a number of roles, but I wanted to make sure I kicked ass. That's what I wanted. I felt I was weak in areas, and I did it because the amount of knockbacks I was getting in the early days from recruiters, all right? And I'm talking about 2011 time now, 2010. They're worth their weight in gold. A simple 3-figure investment, and I don't mean to make light of 110 quid or 70 quid or more, but really, if you work on a return on investment, that money is going to last you for a long time, okay? And it pays for itself in its first job, does it not? The first time I got it done was in about 2010-11. I reached out to someone on LinkedIn, and they did a review, and they also did my LinkedIn profile. And I've done this about 4 times now, paid for it. And I always use someone different. The first time I got the improver back, which took about a week or two, I put it on the job boards. I started applying jobs with it. I definitely saw a cliff edge change in the way that people were looking at my LinkedIn CV anonymously, which we know it's the recruiters, and the phone calls that I was asking for and the initial telephone conversations. It was a very definite change, so I'd always recommend it. I then now use those guys regular. The last update I had was back in July last year, where I got updated, and I've had 2 roles since then, so I need to get that updated again. I can't stress the importance of using a resource like that. Okay, you cannot be the expert in everything. And don't forget, when you write something, you're writing it from your point of view, right? You're not considering the point of view of the employer or the recruiter. You're considering your point of view. And we all know that we're not always right, guys and gals. So take the dive, put a bit of money aside, and use a reviewer. Couple of pointers when choosing one, plenty out there. I would always recommend having someone that's either local, and when I say local, supporting local businesses is always a better thing, eh? The great thing about the world now is everything's global. I'm in that industry myself. I'm not going to knock it, but if you can have some sort of local interaction and create a relationship with somebody, then I would always recommend that, eh? Try and make sure. I got buzzed in the past whereby I used some cheap resource that was based in Malaysia, I think it was, and I spent 3 figures on it. Got stung a little bit because I had to go over the CV myself and correct some English variants. Okay, their English is very good, but in a conversation it just didn't come across well. Make sure that you use your review gates. So when someone comes back to you, they'll say, well, you'll get a chance to come back to me twice with feedback and I'll make the changes you want to. Use them. Make sure you read through it, and if you're not happy with it, go back and challenge, okay, and make recommendations. Don't forget, they're not providing you a service. You need to make a partnership with them. They're trying to do you the best, okay? So that's probably what I would recommend. And then next thing you know, you want to qualify your results, don't you? So how do you test it? Put it on the job boards. Start applying for some jobs. See what happens. Can you recognise a definitive shift, okay? And that's what I do. I always use different guys every time I do something because I don't want to use the same person because they know my CV. I want to learn from what other people know. There's more breadth and depth out there, and that's it. All right, so again, have fun with it. Enjoy it. It can be fun. It's stressful. I stress again, if you make it fun, it makes it easier. All right, I'm sorry if you're going through a world of pain, but if you start to bring light shoulders into it, light head to it, it becomes less stressful. The anxiety will die away. You're not chasing money, and you're chasing the fact that you're going to get some workplace. All right, guys, I know you think it's easy for me to say, but I've been there. All right, it'll pay dividends. All right, good luck with it, guys. Take care.